the best Terran player in Europe. And here we go. We're jumping in and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ghost River. We have the French Terran player, the Red Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss representing himself, currently teamless. It is NightMare. Dolar, the child of Dolan and Solar. I don't know what it is. Look, this is what I get for laddering before casting. I did a ladder stream before the cast and I fried my brain, Bobby. Oh my god. I'm so fatigued after laddering. It's not good. So I do apologize. For some slip ups here and there. It's what happens when you like ladder before doing anything. The brain has been spent already. We are jumping in. We are getting into game number 2 here, and so far it's going to be an economic opener. It's going to be a Rax expand out of Clem. Meanwhile, NightMare back at home going for a gate Cyber into Nexus. Okay. Cyber on the low ground. I'm used to seeing like a wall off here on the high ground or something like that, but no, we have our SimCity on the low ground instead. Interesting setup out of NightMare. Solar not in the market for a game 3. No, Bobby. No chill out of Solar. No chillers. NightMare being a little bit cheeky with this probe. I'm curious if we're trying to set something up. As we are paying... Yeah, let's go! As we are paying attention to the probe. So this was an economic opener out of Clem. It looks like a Rax expand into 3 racks. We have a second Rax, and I imagine, yep, a third Rax on the way. So 3 racks follow up here from Clem. Very aggressive. This leads into a stim timing, but it takes a while. It takes a while to really embrace stim. And before that, we have Vanilla Marines to defend. Vanilla Marines are quite vulnerable, and NightMare is doubling down. We double down. We're going for the proxy gateway in the center of the map. Back at home, we do have our adepts on the way as well. It's going to be 3 gates. 2 gateways back at home, 1 proxied in the center, 3 gates in total. And the goal here is to apply a lot of pressure and to break through the defensive line of Marines with purely vanilla gateway units. Stalkers, adepts, you name it. Can get a lot done early on. And Clem, he's up against the wall. He's going to be in a bit of trouble here. No safety bunker. Oh. No bunkers to defend. I mean, no reason. I mean, Clem hasn't scouted. He has seen nothing. 0 scouting out of Clem. Has no idea what's coming across the map. We pick up 2 Marines. Oh, the adepts say shade in. Oh, not quite. They shade past the army, but they're going to be shut down. 2 adepts do fall. Big pickups. That will stop this from snowballing out of control. We're going for a Robo and Twilight Council follow-up here from NightMare. And Warp Gate is about to kick in. Ideally, he'd have adepts to support this Stalker. There we go, more Stalkers on the way. While pushing in. The mech players of NA have fried your drones and your brain with hellions. True. Aye. Oh my god! Bit of miscontrol there at NightMare. Has to calm down. Pulls back. Takes off more Marines. 4 more Marines going to be going down. Stim still halfway done. And again, without Stim, you can see these Marines being bullied. So many Marines falling. It's going to be 7 Marines going down. And this doesn't get easier. This gets harder. As here we go. Adepts have arrived to help support. Adepts have made it. The base under fire. Glaives on the way behind this. Oh my god. Glaives into a bay, into Colossus. And the boys have to be pulled. Workers are being pulled. Marines going down. Nice target firing here out of NightMare. He wants that Marauder. He wants it, man. Does want it. He'll settle for some Marines. Marauder getting so low. Alas, Clem will hold, but how much did it cost him? We have more depths. We can shade on the army. We can collapse here on the Marauders. He wants it. He wants them. And he's going to get them. And The Marines, they fall one after the other. Marauder finally goes down as well. Stim finally finishes up, and now we can force this back. Clem will barely hold on. A lesser player would have died by now. Would not have been able to hold on. But this is merely only the first form of NightMare. It's not even his final form, but we pick up a Stalker, not bad. NightMare picking up, jumping towards the natural. Does keep Clem busy. And what's important, we're buying time for Colossus. The Colossus are amassing 3 more gates behind this. Gonna be 6 gates in total. Ooh, we bleed out another Stalker, bit of miscontrol there at NightMare. Bit of miscontrol. Stalker does fall, juggling into the main. Getting a Marauder, not bad. And Clem, he's had enough defending. He's had enough, he's moving out across the map. But what can we really accomplish here? Again, we're hoping for maybe a third. We can cancel a third, but there is no Nexus. And at the natural, we have a shield, we have an overcharge, we have a Colossus. We should be ready. And Clem, he's checking for a third base. There is none. Nice control of NightMare, does pull away. Does it save that Adept? We'll be shading in the Colossus! Oh! We're going for the dive. We're going for the dive. The Colossus does go down. Massive pickup for 2 Marauders. Again, give Clem 4 Marauders and a Dream, and he gets a Colossus. Not bad. Now we're down to 1. Massive pickup. But doesn't matter because here come not Vanilla Adepts, Glaive Adepts. The Adepts have arrived. And are we ready for this? They're going to be dropped into the main. Marauder's barely coming out. Still no bunkers, by the way. Still no bunker on the low ground. Marauders, can we catch another Colossus? Not quite. We barely do miss it. The army does him into the mineral line. Prism pinned back behind the base. NightMare making his way towards the natural instead. Just pulling Clem apart. The boys are being pulled into Glaive Adepts. You hate to see it. So many workers going to be going down. We just warp in the face of Clem. No fear. Doesn't even matter. We're snowballing out of control. Colossus has arrived. The natural has been broken. And now we're pushing into the main. And Clem, he just cannot keep up. Not with this. Oh, we could have even committed there. NightMare taking it slow. Slow and steady. Takes down the depot. Is going to fall. Another massive war room trying to come in from behind. We have another Colossus. Prism goes down, but again, it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter, not anymore. Vikings will help. We shade into the main on top of the tank. Tank gets 2 shots. 2 volleys all it takes. Boys being pulled against the Glaive Adepts. Brutal. They are going to be going down. And we're going to the ace match. We're going all the way to game 3. We spoke about this earlier, but NightMare, he can pop off in this matchup. GG gets called. And NightMare takes game number 2, forcing the ace match. GG. Let's go. GG, well played. We have seen NightMare bring Clem down before. Can he do it again? Can he do it again? We mentioned earlier when we saw NightMare bring down Oliveira, it was like, yo, NightMare has some killer PvT. If he can rely on purely his PvT matchup, he can make it to the finals. He's almost there. NightMare, he's almost there. We can worry about the finals later. We can we can worry about the finals later. Don't worry about it. But now we can focus on the PvT. And we're getting ready for the ace match. We're going to be loading into Alkione. Let's go. We go. Here we go. As we are getting to that third game. And one way or another, the series ends here and now, either in favor of the Terran or the Protoss. And at least we will avoid a mirror matchup in the finals. That is guaranteed. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Alcyone, we have the French Terran player, the Red Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss representing himself, currently teamless, but deserving to be on the team. It is NightMare. Go. So probe is going to be moving out. Once again, NightMare a little bit paranoid, checking for proxies, checking the linear third base location, making sure everything is on the up and up, making sure that Clem doesn't do any shenanigans here early on. And Clem is going for a standard opener. Oh, this time something more aggressive. Okay. Now, we saw last game, Clem went for a Rax expand into a 3 Rax follow-up, which meant he was vulnerable to aggression because of the lack of stim or lack of any factory units. This time, double gas, faster factory. This time, we're going to be opening up. Interesting. Okay, so once again, no SCV Scout. No SCV Scout, no Reaper Scout. Reactor first into that factory. Okay. What's he cooking, Pat? What's he cooking? What do you got? This could be Reactor Reaper Hellion. This could be for an add-on swap. This could just be for eventual drop play with Cyclone, with Marine into Cyclone Medevac, into a committed 2-base push. We have options. We do have options. She's at Clem. Ah. Clem him up. And it is going to be Reactor Reaper. Okay, Reactor Reaper's here from Clem. I imagine Hellion behind this as well. So with this kind of opener, the goal is to get into a mineral line. It's to bust into a mineral line to get some economic damage done early on, to take an economic lead. Meanwhile, we did open up Zealot first, going for a Twilight Council opener. We have our tech of choice. Twilight Council with the blink. I imagine the Zealot does confirm the additional Reapers, and we have more Reapers on the way. Made 2, now we have a 3rd and 4th Reaper, more Hellions as well. Again, Mass Reaper Hellion. The goal here is to break through, get into the natural, get into the main base, get some probe damage. That's the ideal. And NightMare has a piece of the puzzle. He has eyes on the Hellions, he saw the additional Reapers, he sees more Reapers on the way. He sees everything. NightMare does confirm. And ideally we'd have a wall off set up, but yeah, the pylon is going to be a little bit later. We're not fully set up here on the low ground. The army soon to arrive. And can NightMare hold? Takes out a Reaper. Not bad. 3 Reapers left. 3 Reapers and 1 Hellion. 1 Hellion gets sniped. Massive pickup. Ooh, but we're going for the mineral line again. There's barely anything left here for NightMare. Barely an army to speak of. The Adept goes down. Boys are being pulled off. They're getting roasted. Hellion volley goes off. We can barely focus on the Hellion. The hero probe gets the kill. But 3 Reapers, they dive into the main base and more probes are going down. This is getting out of hand. Far too much damage already. 7 probe kills. 8 for 9 probe kills. And this is quickly becoming game-ending damage. 10 worker kills in the main base. We get 11. Can we get 12? Can we get 13? No shot. No shot. But 12 probe kills is crazy. And behind this, Clem has been making SCVs, getting to Cyclone follow-up, working towards the 1-1-1 into Medevac, into Liberator. And Clem is getting ready for his second wave for the second push. We have 3 Stalkers. Big volleys going off on the Cyclone. After the Medevac has arrived. Oh my god, barely do juggle back. We save the Cyclone. And we're going for the kill. We're going for the economy once again. We juice. The blink is done. We snipe a Cyclone. Not bad. And we defend. We will defend here. Barely blinking back. Barely avoiding those Cyclones. Going for the medevac, going for the dive. It's going to cost us a Stalker. And we don't get the medevac. It boosts away. Clem does barely escape here, and Clem takes a worker lead, something you don't often see in the TvP. Usually the Protoss needs to be ahead in workers, but now Clem has a massive lead. And NightMare is up against the wall. Ooh, blinking into tank range. Does get behind the mineral line though, does get behind the base. Liberator to the natural. And we'll siege, probes are falling, at the same time Stalker's getting caught out. Oh! And we're gonna lose everything. 2 Stalkers go down, 2 Stalkers barely survive. 5 probes go down across the map. Ay, ay, ay. And NightMare, he has to commit. He does get the tank. Sorry, just running in chat. But I do notice the frame drops in-game, so I'm going to restart the client after this series. I said I was going to do it in the previous semis, but then we just jumped right back into Clem versus NightMare. I had no time, Papi. I had no time. So we'll restart the client afterwards. Stalker's dipping in. Going for the tank. And we get the second tank. The repairs just in time. Oh my god, and the repairs will keep the tank alive just barely. How? How does he do it? Clemmy saves the tank across the map. Liberator still wreaking havoc. Denying mining time. Just containing a NightMare here to a 1 base economy for as long as we can. We're diving on top of the prism. The prism goes down. Massive pickup. The prism falls. The Stalkers as well. And Clem, now he can take a third. There are TCs on the way. And Clem is moving out with the third wave. Moves out with the flag, moves out with the tank. Raven leads the charge as well with auto turrets. No disable. And you can see NightMare trying to hold on, trying to slow down the army, but there's only so much he can do with so few Stalkers. It was game-ending damage earlier, and NightMare has not done enough to recover. Colossus has arrived. That will help. We don't have a disable, but we have tanks. And the tanks, they do siege up this third base. It's a lost cause. We cannot save it. It is going to be cancelled. NightMare, he's being forced further and further back. Oh my god, massive tank volleys going up. And Clem is gaining ground. We have a third base on the way, but we may not make use of it. Clem doesn't need it at this point. Oh my god. Loss is getting very low. And the Colossus are under fire. We're getting within range of the production. Oof. Big volleys going off. Pylon goes down. And the Robo's under fire as well. Not like this. The Robo goes down as well. We do have the Prism, thankfully, going on top of the tanks. We go for the dive. Prism goes down. The tanks, we hold on. We hold the line. Clem is breaking through. There's one Colossus left. Barely alive. At this point, we can just dive in. At this point, we don't even need the tanks. We can just stim and win. GG gets called, and Clem will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. Clem will take the series and will advance on to the grand finals to face off against his next opponent, to face off against Dark. And I will restart my client, and hopefully that does resolve all those frame drop issues. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Sometimes Blizzard servers do be like that. But GG, well played. Clem will take the series, and that was a close one. I mean, game 3 was pretty dominant in favor of Clem. Clem took a risk, he was hyper-aggressive, and Nightmare was caught out with the Adepts in the center of the map. He barely did not have enough to defend, and we lost too many probes. Of course, that snowballed into the win there for Clem. Just never really let Nightmare stabilize, never let him breathe. Never did allow him to breathe there. And with that, we have our 2 finalists. It's going to be a Terran versus Zerg. It's going to be Clem versus Solar. For those who are maybe unaware, for those who weren't here earlier, Clem has been in Korea for almost a week, or for around a week actually. Clem did arrive in Korea last week and has been practicing, has been training, has been boot camping with everyone else, with Estrella, with Trigger, Trigger, and Future. They've all been improving. They've all been practicing. They've all been boot camping together. So it's great to see him taking part and, you know, embracing the Korean scene. That's why that Clem played last week in Kung Fu Cup. That's why he played last week in KSL and this week in ESL Asia. So because Clem is now in Korea, he can play and participate in these online Korean-based weeklies. So really cool to see. And now he's here in the finals. Has made it all the way to the grand finals. And we'll see where this takes us.